Gold Leaf Medical Cannabis Dispensary in Annapolis is getting ready for what's to come beginning the 1st of July.
We see other states and what it's done. New Jersey definitely was a state we looked at that we saw, like I said, a lot of saturation happen. And so we want to avoid any chaotic experience. We want it to be, as efficient and smooth as possible to continue to give that great customer service.
When the dispensary opened about 3 years ago, there were 5 employees. Now, there are over 100.
We'll probably need to add a few more people on in order to keep up with the mass amount of patients and customers that we'll see in July. Either way, like I said, we'll be prepared with more registers, more people, anything needed that we require to make sure that we give everyone the best service is what we'll make sure it gets done.
Among the provisions in this emergency bill, it adds cannabis to the name of the Alcohol and Tobacco Commission, as well as adds the regulation of cannabis to the Commission's responsibilities. It establishes the licensing framework for the regulated sale of cannabis. It creates the Office of Social Equity and the Social Equity Partnership Grant Program. It also establishes sales and use taxes for the sale of recreational cannabis to anyone 21 or older. And the subject of taxes is one of the areas that needs to be resolved with the House.
The House introduced it at 6% and ramped up, phased up until they got to 9%. We chose to start at 9% because one reason is the state's alcohol tax is 9%, so we felt that was consistent. And the other reason is Maryland's tax, even at 9%, is lower than most other jurisdictions that have implemented adult use cannabis. We did not want to tax ourselves out of the market, though, and have people stay in the illicit space because our prices were too high.
There were plenty of questions during debate, including one about the impact on other businesses.
I got a call this morning from someone who alleged that if we pass this bill, it will put Maryland's hemp industry out of business. How would you respond to that?
The committee adopted language that basically allowed for the continued use of non-intoxicating hemp. The bill does prohibit this unregulated intoxicating hemp.
And there were concerns about public safety.
I read in some of the testimony that instances where states legalize cannabis, car crashes increased by 6%, fatal car crashes by as much as 4%. I think in some of those other states, they designated some of the funds that come in from the legalization to go towards emergency services, because I think we could probably all agree that this is going to create a greater stress on our EMS systems, which are already under great stress now.
With the legislature due to wrap up in just over a week, Finance Committee Chair Senator Melanie Griffith says she is confident the two chambers will resolve their differences and make the deadline.
We know the longer that we delay, the more likely the illicit market will thrive. And so we all understand the time constraints we're working with, and we all want the same thing, which is to work together and provide a safe, sound structure in which businesses can operate.
I'm Sue Copen for State Circle.